Now what did I live woman bury and bury any go through fear? I say ye fear. Aye ni na sejum etuntum ni kan fujumo osaine metuwa mawuda mini anum say ye drufia aye ni na sejum etuntum ni kan fujumo osaine metuwa mawuda letisanu ma kwadie bebi Obofo binyanu ma kwadi baby odinu koma na kukobata imbi se onre no suno manu gribi awanwa semi wanwa semi nani nanu eni nansampo okodi ebe na wenyi Obofo oni huna no ma kwadi eni se nitakire yira sasa Nani sube nina siso Asisa free fie wani nina Inti ofanu makodi ebanu Na otono kosu kase Anu mokodi Ahaidi uyo Auyo mafura Anu mokodi Okodi ebe tukro de biasa no ya ewo mwana da grubia ofalu ma kwodie ibio
Hope Channel, changing lives.
Good evening. You are all welcome. I miss you all. You are with us on Love at Home on Hope Channel. We come to your screens every Tuesday at 8 p.m. and I am glad to see you again and to hear from you. Love at Home is a program that seeks to strengthen families and inspire hope. You know, the world is founded on love and on families. So if we strengthen our families, everything is fine with us. Our societies, the church, everywhere will be fine with us. Today, I am here with special people once again. I am your host, Efia Sewa Mansa, as usual. And here with me, Madam Hannah Oye Efriye, a psychologist and a counselor. And surprisingly, my other host will be talking to us through Zoom all the way from the United States of America. So when the time comes, you will see him. Let's go for a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we will delve more into it. Stay tuned, don't leave that dial.
Cocoa dairy-free coconut milk. Cocoa dairy-free coconut milk is a fully plant-based milk, non-curdling in tea or coffee, and it's a lovely treat with any breakfast beverage or meal. It contains calcium and vitamin D2 for strong teeth and bones, and vitamin B12 to help boost your blood for vitality. Cocoa is 100% vegetarian and is approved by the Vegetarian Society of UK. It's also lactose and dairy-free, which is good even for people with lactose intolerance. Cocoa, get one today. Cocoa dairy-free coconut milk. Nature's health at your doorstep. For bulk purchases, contact 027-444-0180. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA. Cocoa dairy-free coconut milk.
You are welcome back from the commercial break. You are watching Love at Home on Hope Channel. Every time 8 o'clock on every Tuesday, you come to your screens. Today, I have with me here Madam Oye Afriye. Madam, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
I hope your day was good. You are looking very, very beautiful in your African wear.
Oh, thank you so much.
That is
That's
great.
by the grace of God.
Oh, God has always been gracious to us. You are looking smart anyway.
Thank you.
Anyway, so my other guest will join me through Zoom, and when the time comes, I will introduce you to him. Pastor Nimakon is the other guest who will be joining us through Zoom. And then last time when we met, we discussed parenting. We wanted to know what parenting was all about. For recap, for those who are now joining us, we said parenting has about 4 facets. We looked at the spiritual, the psychology, the social, then the physical. And all these aspects comes to being. Then it can make a complete human being in the child's development. So today we are moving on, and we are looking at how do I bond with my child? How do I even correct my child? Madam Oye, how is it like? How can I bond with my child? You know, it's been very, very difficult to get the time to listen to children, to understand them. How do we go about it?
Thank you very much for the question. You see, the other day, as you have already mentioned, the spiritual, the physical, the psychological, and then the social, right? Bonding starts right from the womb.
Really?
Yes.
Ah.
So the moment you get pregnant, you feel the fetal heart. And then as a woman, you feel good. So there, your joy and happiness starts. So always you want to protect yourself from harm. You have to eat good food so that the baby will be fine.
Yes.
Then the husband will also touch the belly. Oh, how is my baby and all that. So it starts from there, even though the child is not born yet. Now, when the child is born, from day one, as a mother, you hold the baby, and the first time you start breastfeeding, that is where the bonding starts.
Oh, really?
Yes. So, I mean, like from the labor room.
Okay.
Because when they take the baby, they will put the baby on your chest for you to hold the baby first. It starts from there. Before they prepare you and everything for you to receive the baby. So the moment you start also, first time to put breast on the lips is where you have already started from the pregnancy through to delivery, and then you are now breastfeeding.
This is wonderful.
Yeah.
This reminds me, our last meeting, we said that parenting is a process.
Yeah.
And it looks like the same thing you are saying. So it is not a one-day activity. It starts from somewhere and you continue to do till when?
Till the child is grown and becomes independent.
Oh, lovely. Lovely,
Yes.
lovely. Okay, we will come back to the bonding again. But I would also want to know, are there types of parenting styles? Are there types of parenting styles? And if there are, what are some of the advantages that overrides on the other?
Honestly, we have about 4 types. And then I, at a point, make it 5. So we have different types of parenting. We have the permissive type, where the parent is a friend relating to the children as a friend.
Okay.
And so you can do anything that you like and all that.
Okay.
You see. And then we also have authoritative parenting, where parents are in control. They make children also bring their input in the house. They discuss issues together. Whatever they do concerns everybody in the family. So children also have the free will to come out to share their experiences and their challenges and ideas.
Okay.
So that is the authoritative one.
Okay.
So that type, children also have their say
Okay.
in the decision-making process.
Okay. So it's
at
not just
home.
mother and father issue.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
And then we have the neglecting type. That is where it's like we have given birth to you and you have to move on. I mean, just as you want. And I mean, like, there is no structure, there is no guidelines, proper guidelines and all that. So you see that the person is just there depending on other people for survival and all that. So for example, a child giving birth to a child, you see, she herself doesn't have, I mean, she is a child.
That person needs a support.
That needs a support.
Yes.
And now she has also given birth. So how do you see this kind of parenting? It will be some way.
Okay. Okay.
And then we have the authoritarian. That one is where everything is do as I say. No room for any discussion, nothing. So if it is a school that I want you to be a medical doctor and that you have to go to the medical school, whether you want it or no, then they push you there. So it has created a lot of problems for many, many people.
Wow.
Because they don't want to, but they had no choice. Because my dad says in the family, everybody is a doctor, everybody is a lawyer, everyone is this and that I have to be. So they go in and you see that they are not performing or they don't even have interest in the work that they are doing.
Okay.
You see.
Okay.
So that one, obey rules, obey before complain. Yes. Even if they cook and you feel that today this food, I don't think I have appetite for that. But that is what we have. And by all means, you should eat. You see, there is no room to even share your sentiments,
Okay.
which is very, very difficult.
Oh, okay.
But as we are talking of parenting, you cannot single one of them that this one is very, very good.
That is good.
And so you have to hold on to it.
Okay.
But we need a blend of all
Wow.
the four.
Wow.
Because sometimes you have to be a friend to your children.
Yes.
If you are a friend to them, you get to know them better.
Yeah.
They share their experiences and other things with you. That is the one part. And then sometimes you just take your mind off as if you haven't seen anything. So you neglect them small to do some of the things that they are supposed to do.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you have to be hard, tough.
Okay.
And other times too, you need to sit with them. They have to bring their
Suggestions.
their suggestions, their opinions. This is what I think we have to do. oh, mommy, we have eaten banku and contomere stew so much. This time, let us eat jollof. You see, so you put all together, and the child will say, no, though I'm good, I don't want to go to any medical school. I want to be a beautician. You see, that is where the child's interest is. So you have to blend all the 4 to get the last 5.
Yeah.
So that you can be a successful parent.
So the last 5 is which one?
It doesn't have, so I name it a blend of the 4.
Okay.
To get one, I mean, that will suit for you to become a very good or successful parent.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So then let me know, is parenting all about children's choices or more of parental control?
Oh, not that. How can you give them their free way all the time? You see, you are a parent.
Okay.
And you are there to guide. You see, and remember that Psalm 127 verse 3 says, children are heritage from God. So one day, we shall give account on them.
Yes.
So you need to make sure that you do the correct guidance and counseling. So parents are counselors.
Yes.
To our children.
Very true, very
Yes.
true. I agree with that. But let's now look at this. What are some of the ways that we can use, or some strategies that we can use to bond up with our children?
Okay. I mean, it starts from pregnancy, as I have said.
Yes.
But once a child is born, you, the parent, if I mention a parent, I'm talking of father and mother, or a guardian.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Be it a foster mother or father or whoever, auntie, uncle. Right? But as parents, you are there with your husband, you have given birth. You need to create parent-child ritual.
Wow.
Yes. It is a ritual because it is being done every day.
Okay.
Something that is being done every day, and it has become part of you. If you haven't done it, it seems something you've mixed something.
Like
you
what?
See. So, for example, you are going to work, and you leave the child with your wife or your mother. At least before you part, you hold the child's hand.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Yeah, how are you?
Yeah.
I'm going to work. I'll be back soon.
Yeah.
Then you smile.
Yes.
You give a peg,
Yes.
and then you leave.
Okay.
You come from work, you do same.
Okay.
Your husband comes, he also does same. You see, so the child feels so comfortable.
Okay.
And I mean, the mind also develops very well.
That's good.
Though they can't speak, whatever you do to them, it sticks in the mind.
Okay.
Yes.
Auntie Waye, let's look at it from this way. I should have done all this that you are saying from the initial stages. I didn't know, so I didn't do them. Now, my child is grown up. I mean, she's a big woman now, or a teenager. Is it too late? Can I start from somewhere? What do I do?
Oh, you see, there is always a way.
Okay.
You see, you should have done it, you didn't do it. Maybe you didn't know. But I think you can start from somewhere.
Yes.
Where you didn't start, it has gotten to a point where you think that something wasn't done right, so you want to correct it yourself. So you have to calm down.
Oh.
You calm down yourself, and then you start these rituals. Oh, hello, baby girl. Good morning. How are you doing? Oh, how was school?
Yeah.
Is everything all right?
Yeah.
Were you able to do your homework? You see, just bring in anything that will open
any conversation.
A conversation.
Okay.
You see, I mean, if there is a church program, how was the youth program? How did it go?
Okay.
If there was a game, so which group won? You bring a conversation and the child will respond.
Okay.
It's a gradual process. It is not a 9-day wonder.
That is where the challenge is.
You begin crying, the child will not even mind you.
Because it's not used to.
It's not used to.
Yeah.
But as you do it over and over again, it will be there. For example, I happen to bring some children into my house, though I'm not the biological parent, but for a reason and for support, I had to bring them. They were already grown, 17, 18,
Okay.
and then 16, you see. So we started. I used to say, hey, girls, girls, what is going on? Sometimes, so morning devotion, we sit down, we sing, then one should lead the sermon for the morning.
Okay.
And then after that, then I will step in and then bring in more issues about life.
Okay.
So after some time, they became used to.
Okay.
And there wasn't much of a problem. Yeah.
Wow. So it's a whole school.
It's a whole school. And bonding is not, you do it at the early stage and you leave it too. It's a process.
But so, now you drive in traffic. By the time you get home, your children are asleep. You may not be able to do it every day. Probably by the time you get home, they are sleeping. So in the morning, you are in a hurry not to fall into traffic. What else can we do?
So you try as much as possible to make time. See them, at least give them peg. Okay, so we will meet.
Okay.
Then they go.
Okay.
You see.
Okay.
Then weekends. Sabbath morning.
Okay.
At least as you prepare going to church and all that, you try to eat together.
Okay.
Either Sabbath morning or Sabbath afternoon or evening or Sunday.
On Sundays.
When you are in the house, you make sure you cook. You put the food in a big apotoyowa.
You know it.
Then everybody will come together, father, mother, children, even the toddler.
Yes.
You put the toddler there and he or she will also be touching the food as the siblings are eating. She will also, so you eat together, and when you do that, it's part of this socialization. It makes it very strong.
Okay.
The socialization process.
Okay, so it's not all about looking for money to take my children out to this restaurant, to this beach and all that. There are simple things at home that we can do.
Yes.
That will bring this bonding.
Yes.
Okay.
So for example, Sunday morning, if you are washing, the 2-year or 3-year-old child will be there. So everybody should come round. You wash the socks. So though they can't wash it well, their hand will be in the soapy water. Then they will just make it like this, and then you will take it and wash it, and then hang it.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So we do all these things to make sure that our children are closer to us. Yes. And then you can also say, I love you. Love you guys. So you see them going to school or you parting to somewhere or work. Love you guys. You see, if you say, I love you, morning, evening to your children, I don't think they will grow age 12, 13, 14 up to 16, 18, even 20 years, and someone says, I love you, then the person will stand there and say, he says he loves me. He or she might have heard it severally, so she doesn't even bother about who says I love you, because always mommy used to say I love you. You see, it is it is part of the bonding process. And then let them also help. As I said, they will be chopping the onions, be it a male child or a female child. Kwesi, come, chop this tomato for me. Then you see Kwesi chopping tomatoes 2 by 4. Yes. Oh, Kwesi, no, cut it like this. Yes. You see, and they grow and they know even how to cook and how to help their wives and friends.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And then you have to cuddle them, you hug them. I don't know.
But our parts of the world, we are not used to this. So. People will say that you are spoiling the children and you are hugging. And a boy, you are calling a boy to come and chop tomatoes, to come and chop onions and all that. What do you have to say for the type of people, some people who have this mentality? That
honestly, if you have that mentality, I don't think it will help you, you see, because practically, I also mothered a gentleman, my own sibling, and the mother was outside. And it's like he didn't see anything as if I have to do this, I have to do that. So whenever you ask him to do ABCD, he feels that you are putting pressure, and it got to a time he got aggressive and all that, and he has to leave the house. And so I spoke to my senior clinical psychologist, Professor S.C. Dankwa, who is late. Then he says, calm down, go down. So I had to go down so that I can get him.
Okay.
So I did, and then I got him along with me.
Okay, so going down, how far must you go down?
Oh, you see,
because
the things I saw, formerly I saw him to be a child.
Okay.
And that he has to obey my orders. I want him to go to school. I have paid the school fees, and that is all that I want you to do. No friends, no social life, nothing else. But he has his own plans and others. That this woman, you are funny. He used to tell me, oh, you are funny. You see, and I will get upset. But fortunately, when I spoke with the professor, and he says, go down. And I went down. So I got him along with me.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think that is how we should be doing. Yes.
We are still studying, we are still learning, and we will get there. How do I avoid shouting and reacting in anger? I'm asking this because I had a message when I put this across. And a particular woman said that she's been talking to her children. Do this, do that. It's like every time she must say it. And then she tries to say it, the children are annoyed. So it makes her more angry. How do I avoid going into that situation with my children?
You see, we are human beings. And parenting is also a process. We are always learning.
Okay.
Do you understand? Sometimes our cultural and family influences, the way we have been trained in a harder way those days, we want to bring it to train our children these days. You see, we need to sit with the child. If you say it 1, 2, 3, you have to give a break.
Okay.
And then you revisit.
Okay.
Sometimes, and one of the issues is that if you are bringing up children, you have to also prepare for trouble.
I should prepare for trouble?
Yes, because you can't win all the time. Sometimes you say it and they will not bother you at all. Does it mean that you should beat or abuse physically or verbally or emotionally? No. You have to pause and then you find a better way of going about it.
So what other better way can you go about it?
Oh, you see, sometimes if you see a repetitive behavior,
okay,
and that is not pleasant, you can do some withdrawal method to get them along.
Okay.
For example, let's say you give them maybe 5 CDs to school every day.
Okay.
This is just for example. And then, Joyce, because I asked you to do A, B, C, D, you didn't do. I've said it severally, but you didn't mind me. Today, I'm taking 1 CD out of your 5 CDs.
Okay.
So instead of you getting 5 CD, I'm giving you 4 CDs because of what you did. You explain for the child to understand. When he or she gets to school and realize that the other siblings were giving 5 CDs, he or she will come back and say, Mommy, oh, sorry, I will not do that again, you see. So you have settled the matter. Okay. Then you get the opportunity to counsel that, please, next time, don't do that again. It's not a good behavior.
Okay.
So next time, don't go there.
Okay.
And I think that this is what we lack.
But does it always work?
It works. It works. Most of the time,
okay,
it works.
Okay.
But sometimes we don't have the patience.
Okay.
Because I have given birth to you and you have to obey my orders. You don't need to challenge me. You see? So as I'm speaking, I have somebody I'm seeing, and he's grown old, but the mother didn't understand him.
Okay.
And that he called me and said, Mommy, I have left home for me to perch with a friend small so that I can just have some peace of mind. You see, I had to step in, educate him about maybe the misunderstanding between him and the mother. You see. So after everything, then he said, oh, Mommy, thank you very much. So I asked him to go back home, call Mommy, tell Mommy, oh, Mommy, I'm visiting my friend. You are 27, you are not a small boy. So let Mommy know where you are. In case of anything, Mommy can look for you. Oh. Do you understand? Okay. So it works, but sometimes the patience, because this one, the mother called her, she sent him a text message saying that I don't want you to even come to this house, you see, because she was angry. But when I called her and explained issues to her, she also got the understanding and said, hey, I said, you will lose him. Don't do that. And then the gentleman went home to talk to her and told her his whereabouts.
Wow. So can parents boldly say, I'm sorry in front of their children when they err?
No, when you err, not
Yeah.
when they err.
I mean, when you, the
yeah,
parent.
Okay, so when you are also a human being. You are not a perfect being. You see, so sometimes you can overdo something. You shout when you are not supposed to shout and all that. Maybe you hate when you are not supposed to hate. All right. So when you do that, just say, oh, Kofi, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to harm you. But next time, don't do that.
But you know, in our local parlance, there's a saying that says that penny and phone, an adult doesn't err or doesn't go wrong. How do we juxtapose this with that? I mean, looking at what is happening these days with our children and from what you are saying.
Me, I don't understand why you say and elderly people don't make mistakes. You see, yes, we all make mistakes. So if you have an argument with your child and at a point you realize that you didn't go into the conversation in a good or with a good reason, your attack, your utterances, your anger, what do? You have to say
apologize.
Sorry. The moment you do that, then the child also says, oh, even my mom, when she did something, she was able to say sorry. So me too, when I have erred, I will also have to say, I'm sorry. So if you don't do it, the child will also think everything is normal. So when we err, let us see that we have erred, so that we can apologize for that. There is nothing wrong with that.
Wow. But let's look at it from this angle. What is the best way to correct a child? I mean, how? Or what is the best way to correct a child?
I think I said it earlier on.
Yes.
That you need to, use, even now in schools, corporal punishment is not in existence, you see. But there are so many ways.
Yes. And
you can't punish a child saying, go and read, you see. It makes a Greek unattractive, you see.
They see it as punishment.
But there are so many things in the house.
Yes. So I want you to share some of these with us.
Yeah. So, for
because
example,
we are used to
yeah.
picking a cane and beating. I've told you don't do this. You've done it over the time, so I have to beat you, and that is a punishment. Or some people will say, I'll not give you food. So what is the best way?
That one is abuse.
Okay, all right.
If you say, I won't give you food, it is physical abuse.
Okay.
You don't do that. But what you can do is, children have their interest in watching one or two things on television.
Okay.
So you sit the child down and tell him or her that because of what you have done today, nobody is watching television in this house. I won't allow anyone to turn on the television.
Okay.
You see, and then you say it and you make sure it is done.
Okay.
Not that you say this and then the next 2 minutes when you see that they are crying, then you come and if you do that, you become a defeated mother or father. Okay. You see, so you stick to that. Then, hey, yesterday you because of you we didn't watch this program. Next time, don't go and do it again. Oh, you see, so they will try to comport themselves. But sometimes it may happen that they are going to a school program or a friend's house, a church program. As for church program, you can't deny them for going to church program. But friend's house, maybe to the mall or something, you tell it is a no because of A, B, C, D, and you make sure you do it.
Wow, thank you, Mami Oye. Before we go for a quick commercial break, I want to remind you that you can send your contribution or your suggestions to us on 055 96 80066. 055 96 80066. Your suggestions, your questions, your comments, anything you want to ask on this show on the topic we are discussing is welcome. Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
My dear friends, you've been listening to me for some time. Hope Channel created a forum for me to talk about my life, my marriage, my ministry, my parenting, and many calls came that I should put it in a book form. This is the book. It talks about my childhood, my secondary education, my education in general. It talks about my marriage, how I became a Seventh-day Adventist, how God called me into the ministry, what the Lord has used me to do in 42 countries, how many campaigns I have conducted, my parenting, and what my children are today. And I'm appealing to you to have a copy, only 20 CDs, and it is going to help you a lot. So try to get a copy. And get a copy for a brother, a sister, or a friend. It is good for students, for pastors, for parents, and for church members. I wish you well. You will enjoy reading it. God bless you.
I'll stand. Hallelujah.
You are welcome. Thanks so much for staying tuned, and you are still with us on Hope Channel, and you are watching Love at Home, and we are discussing parenting. The subject is bonding and correction. If you just tuned in, please call your friend, call your family, call your children, call everybody you want to call to come and listen to this wonderful lessons we are taking today. I am learning, and I guess you're also learning, or you're taking something. I'm still here with Madame Oye, a psychologist and a counselor. We are discussing parenting on the issue of bonding. But before we left for break, we were talking about some of the correction strategies, and Madame shared with us some of them. I would want you to continue with us some of the correction strategies that we left before we went on break.
All right. As a parent, you have to teach the right from wrong.
Okay.
With calm.
The word is calm.
The word is calm.
Okay.
You have to, with calm words.
Okay.
You see, if you want to teach someone ed, and you want to correct the person, if you use harsh words, the person even becomes confused. You see, so you have to calm down, so you don't react when you are boiling inside. You have to calm yourself down, because when you are getting angry and you speak, if you don't take care, you will say something that will even put the child down for so many years.
Okay.
So you correct wrong from right. You teach right from wrong. With calm words, you can do that.
Okay.
oh, don't do that again. Please, this thing is dangerous.
Okay.
Don't go there. You will harm yourself. Don't do it again.
Okay.
I beg you. You see, now you have to know when to respond.
Okay.
It is not everything that you see that you have to talk about. Everything. So they won't even take you serious. They will say that, oh, as for mommy, everything you will talk about it.
Okay.
What is this? Sometimes you make yourself as if you haven't seen anything.
So you use those strategies, parenting styles.
The style, you see. So if I mention that you have to blend all the four, you understand it now.
Yes, I do.
So sometimes you neglect it as if you haven't seen anything. You see, and then you know when to respond, and then you have to set your limits.
How do you mean?
The child should know his or her limits. This thing, it is not for you.
Okay.
Don't take it. Don't touch it. This is for me. This is for daddy. This is for all of you. Share it.
Okay.
You see, when you do that, then the child sees that, oh, I don't even need to take what doesn't belong to me. You see, so you are teaching the children that. And then you have to hear them out. That is another strategy that we as parents, we are lacking. We don't listen. Someone comes from nowhere to say that your child has beaten my boy. And then you start attacking or abusing your child because you don't even listen. It is very, very bad. So you have to listen to them.
Okay.
It is very, very, hear them. When they come from school with all the stories, sit down and listen to them.
Okay.
And then if there is anything that you are supposed to correct, you get the opportunity to correct it before it becomes a problem. If you don't hear the person out, how do you do correction? You can't do anything. So listen to them. Give them an opportunity to talk to you of all the things that are bothering them.
Okay.
And then you can, based on that, you can give suggestions and then direct them. Yes.
Okay. So we need to listen to them.
We need to listen to them. We pay particular attention to them. It is very, very important.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a message here. A parent just sent me this message. He's saying that he tries to teach her small child, and anytime he tries to teach, they are quarreling. What techniques should she use?
He's teaching the child.
Yes, let's say homework from school, and it's like she's not getting it. She wants the child to write in a particular way. The child is also writing in a different way, and she's not getting it. Is there a particular style she should use?
Oh, if maybe she doesn't have the teaching skills, you see. So if it were to be someone who is a teacher, the person will be able to be in a better position to understand the child. Okay. You see.
So if I'm not a teacher, I can't teach my word at home?
You can teach, but you have to make sure you don't give any counter, like, how do I put it?
Something different from what he has been taught at school.
Has been taught at school.
I think her problem is the strategy to use.
Yes.
So that the child can understand her when whatever he's imparting.
If the child is not getting you, it means the child doesn't understand what you are trying to teach.
So the issue is not beating.
It's not beating.
why she's not understanding? Why aren't you understand this simple thing you can't do?
We don't go that way.
Oh, really?
We don't go that way. If the child says, like this morning, I saw a schoolboy who used to be LFT, and then he was forced to change with the right, and there is wahala.
Okay.
I mean, whoever did that had disturbed this boy totally.
Okay.
Because he's now confused, and now he starts with the left, and he will be writing
at a point
to the left. Oh, in fact, so the woman should exercise patience.
Okay.
Maybe she can talk to the child's teacher. You see, Madam, whenever I try to teach her, she doesn't understand me, and then we quarrel. How do I go about it? And I think the teachers can maybe what they are teaching her, your method may be different from
today's method.
Today's method.
Yeah.
But you can sit with the child, and then you'll be observing, monitoring what, and then if you see that she is going way overboard, then this one, bring it here, put the dot here, you see that one, so you guide the child to do his or learn or read, you see. But sometimes what we do is we want the child to be eloquent, reading big words, you see. So you point your finger, what is this? And you want the child to say Hope Bible School. You see. Meanwhile,
the child is not up to that stage.
The child is not up to the stage. So sometimes we have to be very careful. If you have any problem, consult the teacher. Go to the school. And that is another challenge there, because we don't want to visit our children's school. You see. So go to the school, discuss with the teacher, and then he or she will also help you to teach. If there is any problem, the child will say it. As for my mommy, she will be teaching and I don't understand. So they will freely tell the teacher.
All right. So there are some important social skills that we need to impart to our children. Before we went on break, we were discussing this. I would want us you to share or throw more light on that for us.
You see, last when we were discussing, we were talking about social skills, like this, we build the children from social, psychological, and all that, as we are talking about. So, sharing. We have to teach the child on how to share.
How to share?
Yes.
I've bought something for my child. I should teach him how to share.
Yes.
Okay, tell me more.
And it starts from the home. You see, some children, when you buy something for them, you can test them. You see, you are teaching the child how to share. Oh, you bought the biscuit or the
toffee or whatever,
the drink, but you say, oh,
please give me some.
Oh, give me some. Then you say, okay, mommy, you take a small. You see children and they are sweet and others. But though she will give you freely, someone will also do this. You see, but you say, oh, won't you give me some? Then you see that the child will give you some. You see, when they are able to know that, oh, if I have something and someone asks of part, I have to share.
Okay.
You see, you teach them. It is an acceptable strategy. Socially, you are bringing the child to understand that I need to share what I have with other people, you see. But some children don't want to share at all, because they haven't been trained on that.
Wow.
So sharing is good. Then you teach them how to cooperate with other people. And it starts from your home, right from your home. How to cooperate with other people. If they are not able to cooperate with themselves, they go out and they can't cope with any other person. You see? So when you see people going to university and they are not able to share rooms with any other person unless the parents go and rent an apartment for them. You see? But
so you're saying all these are as a result of child upbringing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Some people think that, I mean, in the house where they are coming from, the home, each and every one is in his or her room. So they don't know how to share toilet, how to share anything. So such a person, you get to the secondary school and about 50 people using one washroom. It becomes a problem for them, you see, and psychologically it affects them. So you have to teach them that at a point in time, you will find yourself in a situation where you cannot, one person, use one toilet.
Yeah.
Sometimes it will be 50, sometimes it will be 5, sometimes 10, and more than that. Not even WC, you have to use the local prepared one.
Yes.
You see. So all these things you have to teach them, and then teach them how to make eye contact.
Eye contact.
Yes. Otherwise, it may happen that you want to correct them on something in the midst of a group of people. The moment you blink your eye, then the child knows that there is something and they have to just reorganize themselves.
Okay.
You see. And others too, they can't see eye to eye with other people, you see. So at least when you are talking to someone, you should be able to look at their face. Be it a teacher or whoever, you have to get eye contact with the person. So in those days when our parents are talking to us, they will tell you, I want you to look at my face. You see. And it is also a strategy in clinical practice.
Okay.
You see, as part of our observation when you are assessing someone, you need to get the eye contact. So if the person is not trying to get contact with you, then it is directing your assessment towards something else. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
So it is very, very... And then you have to train them to be respectful.
Yes.
And as you train them to be respectful, what do? You have to respect them also. If you don't respect them, they will also not respect. It is reciprocal.
Yes.
So you respect them and they will also respect.
Oh, all too soon our time is up. I wish we were not ending now. I have lots of questions flying on my phone. And then Mami Woye also has a lot to share with us. But our time is up. Same time next week, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Please remember to remind your friends to join us. Mami Woye, please give us your last word just in a minute.
So all that I want to say is that as parents, wherever we find ourselves, whether you have a biological child or not, at least you have to bond someone. You have to, and even teachers in particular, you have to take all the children in your class as your children, make them feel comfortable.
Okay.
And you too in the home, make sure your children are comfortable with you.
Okay.
They are free with you.
Okay.
They can eat with you. They can share their problems and worries with you. Give them attention. Make time. It is not about money matters. Do devotions with them. 4:30 you are off. How do they do devotion? You see, at least you share it. Today you will read the scripture. The next morning you will give us hymns. And as you do that, you bring them spiritually, physically, psychologically, and then socially. They become in tune with, life. Yes.
Wow. Thank you very much, and I want to apologize to those who sent their messages that we couldn't read. We will look at them next week, God willing. Please, we have the messages, and we are going to attend to them. On this note, we want to say thank you very much for having the time to listen to us, to watch us, and I'm sure you shared it. If you haven't, please do. Do like and share, because we are all learning. It is medicinal. We need it in times like this. But remember, Psalm 127 verse 3 says that children are heritage from God and they are rewarding. We are going to give accounts of every child because they are heritage. So let's keep them well. Let's train them well. Let's train them up well so that they'll be blessing to you, they'll be blessing to the church and to society. On this note, I say good evening. Enjoy your night. Thank you.
Christ is King. Hallelujah.